you should ask this question like before they walk in the house. It's like you open the door and it's like, hey, Mr. HVAC Tech. Howdy guys, I'm Tucker Yarbrough with Yarbrough Sons Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. And today we're gonna address the 10 things that you should ask your HVAC salesman. Obviously, buying a new HVAC system is a huge cost. It's a huge thing that most homeowners don't wanna deal with. There's tons of questions, there's hundreds of different companies, there's so many different variables that go into keeping your home comfortable, and unfortunately, it's not an exact science. It's a soft science. We have to figure out, okay, what's the airflow look like? Well, how leaky is this home? What's the humidity look like? And trying to balance all those variables out so that you're comfortable in your own home. So, question number one, what size HVAC system do I need? And how do you determine that? So, whenever your HVAC professional comes in and they're looking over your system, we want to make sure that one, they're looking at how many rooms do you have? What's the total square footage of the house? What size ductwork do you have on that system? Are we actually moving enough air and have proper airflow so that we can even accommodate the size of HVAC system that we're looking at putting in? If you have any uncomfortable spots in your house, that's where I'd really start having those questions with your HVAC professional of, is my system the right size? And again, if it's looking at your tonnages, just remember tonnage is just a fancy way of saying how many matches do we need to heat or cool this house with, essentially. So on that heating side, it's one match. On the cooling side, it's basically an ice cube. So make sure to ask your HVAC salesman, is my system the right size? And how are you determining what size system I need? Question number two here is, what efficiency rating do you recommend and why? So think of your SEER rating as gas mileage on a car. The higher the number, the more efficient the system. However, the more costly that system is going to be because it has technologies in it that make it more efficient for your home to where it's, it doesn't cost hardly anything to run. It can decrease those energy bills a ton. The question kind of goes hand in hand, but it's like, what's the price and how efficient is it? Because those two things are tied together. Tongue-in-cheek answer that we give is, well, ballparks vary in size. We can go from the T-ball field to Wrigley Field. There's a huge variety of options here. We can sell the cheapest car in the lot, or we can sell a Ferrari. Now, my recommendation for what efficiency rating you should look for, hit in the middle. At any given time, the low end stuff is going to be operating on older technology. The high end stuff might be some experimental technology. Whereas if we hit that sweet spot of that 18-20 SEER system, somewhere in there, along with 80% variable speed or a 90% plus furnace, we're going to be able to have a lot of great technology that really drives down those utility bills, but not have experimental technology on the high end stuff, and also not be operating on last gen technology on the low end side. Question three, what's included in the quote? One of the main reasons I think it's important for a customer to get this question answered is, one, to verify the caliber of company they're working with. Two, to get peace of mind to know, is everything that we're talking about going to fix my problem? The stats show that most people will only buy 2 HVAC systems in their life. So this isn't a huge once every 3-year purchase. Most people will only have to go through this process twice. So make sure that you get the what's included in my quote answered before moving forward with any company. Question number 4, what brand do you recommend and why? Oh, so this one gets me going. So Energy Star had a survey, it was a couple years ago, it was probably 5 or 6 years ago, that said it didn't matter the brand of equipment, that 80% of an air conditioner's life is contingent upon the day that it was installed. That means only 20% is actually brand contingent. So 80% of this decision rides on who installs the equipment, not who manufactured it. And let's be honest, whenever you buy a Lennox or an American Standard or a Trane or whoever that you're buying a piece of equipment from, whoever meaning the brand, you're not calling them when you have customer support issues, when you have a system that's down or need to file a warranty or need something replaced. You're not calling them. You're calling Yarbrough Sons. You're calling your local HVAC professional, the team who installed it. You're calling them. So who does the job matters infinitely more to me than what brand of equipment we're selling. We believe in our team and our team's ability to sell and install and properly maintain and warranty this equipment to such a degree that we could install just about any major brand and it doesn't change my opinion on what that system is going to look like in your home. So brand matters less than the brand of the company who's installing it, which is why you should really look for companies who operate above board, who are willing to show you how the process is done, what's going into this piece of equipment, and why you're selling this piece of equipment. We operate with full transparency on our side. So we tell every customer, hey, we can get you a quote on any piece of equipment that you want, any brand that your heart desires, but we have the best prices with Lennox right now. Why do we have the best prices with Lennox? Well, we brought every manufacturer to the table and said, hey, if you want a piece of our customers, if you want us to sell your equipment to our customers, We need the best price so that we can be the most competitive for our customers and get the lowest price and the best value. Because our core belief at Yarbrough Sons is that it would be a disservice to you and a disservice to us if we weren't the ones doing the install at your home. Question number 5, what warranties come with the system installation? This is imperative to ask. One, it's always going to come with a manufacturer warranty of some kind. Now, you need to ask them and pull kind of that thread and find out what is an equipment warranty. Is there a compressor warranty? Is there a heat exchanger warranty on the furnace? What are the different timetables I'm working with on my equipment? Once you get that answered, figure out what labor warranties are covered. Is it just a 1-year workmanship warranty? Are we selling a 5-year or a 10-year labor warranty? Figure that out, because that also can dictate the price a little bit. Because obviously we have to, whenever we're selling a piece of equipment, if we're going to include a 10-year labor warranty that says, hey, for the next 10 years, you don't have to pay anything on this system. You'll never pay for repair. Obviously, we have to charge for that. However, we charge a much lesser rate than we would if it was a generic service call, because we've planned for that piece of equipment. We know we installed it. We have complete control over that environment whenever we're doing the work. So figure out what warranties come with your system, both equipment, manufacturing, and labor. Question number 6, do I need new ductwork or can I use my existing ducts? So this is a super nuanced question. If your house was manufactured like in the 90s or before, and you have flex ductwork, we probably need to replace your ducts. Technology's changed. That is the simplest way of putting it. However, what's going to be the determining factor on if you need to replace your ductwork or if you can reuse your existing is how much sun damage has happened to the ducts in the attic, or if you have a downflow system and the ducts are in the floor, if the ducts have collapsed, or if the concrete has eroded and there's sand in the ducts or whatever that is. So that leads to a much more lengthy discussion. Whenever we're going through the sales process, when we're going through the investigation process, the sales professional, HVAC tech, whoever's out there talking about new equipment to you, should be showing you pictures of your ductwork, what sizes they are, how much ductwork your system actually needs, how much your rooms need, and what's the condition of it? What's the insulation look like? And from there, it's just going to be an audible. Are you comfortable in your house? And is this ductwork going to last another 10, 15, 20 years? Question number 7, what maintenance is required and do you offer service plans? This is a great question for a homeowner to ask. What maintenance is required? Well, that is the default of the manufacturer. Manufacturers put in their warranty summary pages that a system must be maintained at least once per year on the heating and cooling side. It doesn't mean that it has to be seen twice a year, so once for this and once for that. It can be done at the same time. But a manufacturer states that in order for the equipment warranty to be valid, an HVAC professional has to maintain it at least once a year. Now, the second half of this question is, do you offer service plans? This will get me to go off, because any company worth their salt will offer a maintenance plan of some sort, whether it's 1 visit or 2 visits per year. That system needs to be checked. And if that company is interested in creating a legacy brand like we are, I don't want to just sell you one HVAC system. I want to be here for your next home and your kid's home and so on and so forth. We've been in business for 37 years and plan to be here for many more, God willing. We're in the relational business, and to me, if a company doesn't offer service plans, it tells me that they're not interested in that relationship. Question number 8, do you offer financing options? This question needs to be answered at the front. Matter of fact, when you're going through your research and looking through websites, they should list different financing companies or different financing options that they have available. This screams to me reputable company. This screams to me a company who is in good standing with their bank, in good standing with credit unions, and ultimately tells me, hey, this company's been around long enough to know that not everybody has the money to replace a piece of equipment. Not everybody has the money sitting around on hand to replace a full system. So we need to find different ways so that we can make sure that your home's comfortable. Question number 9, how will this system impact my energy bills? So when you're upgrading your equipment, any system that you get today will be an upgrade over your existing equipment. So it will be more efficient, period, hands down, full stop. So whenever you ask this question to your HVAC professional, I think more of it is pulling at them saying, okay, what efficiency standards do you guys actually feel comfortable installing? And if they're not offering multiple different efficiency standards, I would have some other questions of why they're not doing that, because that kind of starts to scream that we have some other issues going on, that maybe we're not confident in installing high efficiency equipment. Question number 10, can you provide references or customer reviews? You should ask this question like before they walk in the house. This is one that's like you open the door and it's like, hey, Mr. HVAC Tech, who knows you and why do I know you? That's a cornerstone of the relationship that we need to be building with our HVAC Tech. So obviously, you as the homeowner, you're a pro. You've gone through this before. You know how to work the old Google machine. In today's world, Google reviews are the reference. They are the customer reviews. Read their Google reviews. Don't just read their good ones. Click their lowest rated. See what it is. And not only that, see what they said in response. Make sure that they're responding to all their reviews. We want to make sure that the company they're presenting themselves to be online and the company that shows up in your driveway, the truck, how the tech looks or salesperson looks, and you get the overall vibe on how they're going to treat your home matches what they say they are online. So I would say make that the first thing that you do before you invite them into your home. Guys, we answered a ton of questions today. The 10 probably most poignant questions you should ask your HVAC salesman. But I don't want to overstate or underestimate the fact that replacing your HVAC system is a huge expense. It takes a lot of time and consideration. And frankly, we don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But there comes a time in every piece of equipment's life that it's time to replace it. So I hope that by addressing these 10 questions, maybe gave you some ideas, some thoughts on, okay, what should I be looking for in a company that I'm going to invite to my house to replace my home's most expensive appliance? So stay tuned. We'll be back with more. Appreciate y'all. If you're in the Oklahoma City metro area, we're Yarbrough Sons. We've been around since 1988, so 37 years and running strong. So if you need an HVAC professional out to your house, we would love to be your go-to team. We have a rule. We don't want to get beat in our own backyard, and we view Oklahoma City as our home. It has been our home and will continue to be our home for the next 30, 40, 50 years, God willing. So guys, go to yarbroughsons.com and search our Book Now button. It's right there at the top. If you need service, we'd love to be of service.